Hello, this is Raina with LYLO Crafts, and today I am coming on with a really fun project for your junk journal or your regular journal, and it is an edge flip. So you can see on one side, look how beautiful that is, and you would glue the top and the bottom down, and you can tuck anything you want on the inside. And then when you flip it over, look how pretty this is. It's gonna flip like this, and you can see the back of that. I've got adorable tickets in here. I've even got a flower sticker that matches this one. And on this side, you can see it's got a writing pad. Look at that, I've got 3 pages right in there, all inked up with a whale tail tab. So I think that is so sweet. So let me show you my 6 examples that we have of this, and then we'll make one together. And so if you love the content of this video, I would so appreciate a thumbs up. That would really help my channel, and I would love it if you subscribe too. So here is the second one. These are all made with 6x6 papers, and you could certainly make them with bigger papers, but I was trying to use up my stash or crash my stash. So look at this one with the sweet bird, and I've got music paper, I've got burlap. Here again, 2 different tickets on the inside. I've got a bird on this side and a writing pad again right over here with a beautiful flower die cut. And then when you flip this over, you can see this side, I made the pocket a little bit wider this time, so you can make them any size you want. And I've used that edge punch to create this gorgeous pocket or tuck. Ah, L-O-V-E, love, 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 love. Okay, then I've got Maggie Holmes. So I've used Maggie Holmes on this one, and this is a butterfly theme. So here we go. We've got these flips over here, and again, writing pad and edge punch on this side. Okay, then I've got this one, which is all sweet flowers. Oh, I just think this is so cute. And on this one, look, I added roses. So I thought that flower would tie in so sweet with the trim and this crocheted flower. Added a little bit of bling. This is vintage music paper. Again, journaling spot. This time I added lace and a little flower. And this is what the back looks like. I did a scallop over here. Oh my gosh, I think those are so sweet. Then I made a couple for the other side of the paper as well. So it all depends on which way you fold it. So this time I made a pocket in the front. So instead of it just being a flip, so it fits perfectly with a journal card, and it says create beautiful memories. And look, and the lyrics even say, still I know this rose will grow. So I added these little rose flowers, this applique over here. And on the top here, I've got 2 contrasting tickets. I've got another torn piece of that vintage music paper. I've got a sweet flower over there. And when you flip it over, you can see I've added burlap. I went with the real natural, and I've added a sweet butterfly sticker. On the bottom, I've got burlap down here with a little trim of black and some sweet flowers growing. And this is a pocket. And if you look on the back, here is this. I punched it with little variegated circles this time, that edge punch. Okay, so we've got that one. And then the last one, this is number 6. I've got over here, and this time I used wider raffle tickets, so I stacked them up. I've got a sweet flower sticker on this one. I've got sweet little rose whale tail over here, and I've got this awesome flower down here with a leaf sticker and tying that in with the green and the leaves in the whale tail and a piece of trim. I do want to say thank you so much to my sweet friend Janet Kay, who gave me most of this paper, and thank you to Dale of Not Too Shabby Chic, my other sweet friend, who gave me these trims that I am using today. And here you can see I've got paper for journaling over here, and then when you look on the back side, I did a scallop here. And so I didn't decorate these because I know that you can decorate them when I place them them in the journal that I'm going to put them in. And I am in the process of making ephemera for 3 botanical journals that I'm going to be offering for sale. So excited to share these with you. I hope you like them. And without further ado, let's go ahead and make one together. Okay, you're going to take your 6x6 paper, and then you're going to decide which way you want it to fold. And so I do that based on the design of the paper. I'm not so in love with bugs, so I'm going to have this be the fold line. So what I'm going to do is put that at 1.5 inches, and I am just going to score at 1.5 inches. Okay, and so that is going to be the part of the flap that flips over. Okay, then what I want to decide is which is going to be the top part right here. And so I am going to go to 2.5 inches, and I'm going to cut from the score line that we just made and all the way to the end. Then what I'm going to do is just slide it just a hair, as small of an amount as I can, and then I'm going to cut down to the score line. Okay. Okay, there you go. And so then I'm going to take my scissors, and I'm just going to cut that little piece off. Now we have this. So for the top, like this, all we have to do is fold this in half. And I do not go quite to the score line so that it makes it easy to still fold. And then I'm just going to go ahead and crease that down. Okay, and for this side right here, I am going to go about, I think that's about 1 inch. And I'm going to line that up. And if it's not exactly perfect, we can trim it up, so not a problem. So fold that over like that. Okay. The next step, if you want to cut a notch out, you would go ahead and do that now. And I'm using, this circle is 1 inch and 1/8, I think. So like 1 inch circle. And I'm just eyeballing that, and I'm just gonna cut a little bitty notch. The next thing we're gonna do is we are gonna take our vintage photo, and we are going to ink up all of our edges. Make sure you go into all of the creases. I think that's the part that looks the coolest when you ink. And again, if you don't like inking, you totally don't have to. It is 100% optional as to the kind of look that you like. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is just use my corner rounder on these 2 edges right here. Okay, and what I'm going to do next is go ahead and glue this piece down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue across the bottom and glue across the top. So that's our top piece, and now for this piece, what we're going to do is this is going to be a writing pad, okay? So you're going to just get some papers, little scrap papers, and I am using packing paper, and this is an Amazon packing paper that actually came like that. And I am going to ink around these edges with pink. And the reason why I'm doing pink is because it's brown. It's more difficult to see the vintage photo. And when the papers are thin, I just hold them together so that I make sure I'm able to ink all the edges. It's kind of hard when the paper is flimsy. I'm just going to stagger these just a bit. I want to make sure you can see that there's 3 pages in there. And then I am going to staple it. And I'm just going to put 1 staple. Okay, so we've got our staple there. Okay, so we've got our pages like that. Okay, the next thing I want to do is I want to add these little tabs, these little whale tails. And so I want to, let's see here. Okay, I think I'm going to put the green one on the top. So I've already gone ahead and inked these around the edges. And you don't have to use whale tails. You can just cut a piece of paper out in a rectangle and then go ahead and place it on there. and one on each side. Or you can also use a corner rounder on those to make them the shape that you would like. Okay, and I'm gonna put pink on the bottom. And I'm doing this just for contrast, so it'll be easier to see. Okay, I'm using some wet glue. And that whale tail is gonna cover right over that staple. Now we gotta decide how we want to decorate this. I don't like bugs, so I do wanna cover those over. So I am gonna look at this is my Maggie Holmes ephemera box. So I'm gonna look in here. Oh, here's a butterfly. Okay. All right, perfect. I'm gonna put that butterfly right over that. Okay, I think I'm gonna put it this way so it really hides those bugs. And on this butterfly, if you wanna add a little bit of color, I'm just gonna take my little pink ink dauber and just go over it super lightly, just to add just a little bit of color to it. Oh, I like that. And let me see here, do I wanna put any burlap? I kinda like the burlap on this side, right here. And this burlap comes from this. Got this at a thrift store, and I'm just cutting off the pieces. So you don't have to use it in this big wide piece. If you don't want to, you can cut it off. And I'm gonna use hot glue on the top, and I'm gonna fasten this down first on the top because hot glue dries so quickly. And you want to make sure the end is sealed so that the burlap doesn't continue to fray. I'm just gonna put a little bit and put extra right on the bottom where it's going to meet the paper. Okay. And then I'm gonna go ahead and cut off the excess right here and right here. I think it needs a little bow, and I'm gonna cut these down just a bit. Okay, very pretty. I'm just gonna take my hot glue, put a little dab, and put the center of the knot right on the hot glue. Now, if you wanna direct the streamers, you can put a little dab of hot glue on there too. It will also help stop it from fraying, or you can use a lighter and just go over the edge. Just touch it for a hot second, that's it. We need to fill the top, and so I want to put some tickets in there. So I've just got these white tickets that I've gone ahead and inked around the edges with Vintage Photo, and I thought I would use this sweet little butterfly to put towards the top like that. Like that, towards the top. And then anything that is sticking off, I'm just gonna trim off. I'm gonna take these 2 tickets and I'm gonna put them in this little pocket, just like that. The next thing we're gonna do is flip it over and just see if there's anything you wanna place on this side. You totally don't have to. No. Okay, I think I'm gonna put this tiny little butterfly on this tab. So I'm just gonna fussy cut it, okay? And then I'm just gonna ink it up again with the Vintage Photo in case there's any white edges showing. So there we go, I'm gonna do that. And then I wanna put this little bit of trim right here to tie in with the front bow that I made. And so I'm gonna put a super thin line of hot glue. And I'm gonna lay it down right inside the hot glue, just like that, and I'm gonna trim this little end. So I'm just gonna use an edge punch, and I'm going to push this down. Show me the best punches, and they cut so well for so long. Okay, so that is all there is to it. You've got one made. So I hope you will try it, and I so appreciate you spending time with me today, and I hope you have an amazing day. Bye-bye.